Brett here, and to get started, I want to talk about a couple of ways that Facebook has changed over the last few years. You see, Facebook's not the same as it used to be. Facebook has grown into a massive platform. It is ever evolving, and it's quite a different animal than it was even just a couple of years ago. There's a lot of misconceptions about the way Facebook works. And one of the first misconceptions is if you build it, they will come. People seem to think if they go to Facebook, they create a fan page, they post some funny pictures, they post some cool posts, they do it regularly 2-3 times a day for weeks and weeks, that somehow they're going to get a ton of fans and they're going to get this huge engagement and everybody's going to know about them. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. The simple fact is that Facebook is too big. You're just one person in a massive crowd. You can make a fan page right now, and if you do nothing but post quality content, nothing will happen because nobody knows about you. The second thing that Facebook actually encourages people to do this, and this is why people do it, but it's not very useful in a marketing setting. And what that is inviting your friends. Now, if you're building a fan page for a movie that you and your friends like, or an actress or a figurehead, then that kind of makes sense. If you're building a fan page for a presidential campaign, then inviting your friends does make sense. But if you are in a IM or a marketing niche, then inviting your friends doesn't make a lot of sense and really isn't going to help you. Most people don't know what IM is. Most people don't know what marketing is. So inviting your friends might get you a few likes just because they want to help you out and go ahead and like your page. But it's most likely going to be a waste of time because they're not your target audience. So unless you're doing just this general fan page, don't even worry about inviting your friends. You're just annoying them for nothing. So the question that comes to mind is, if you're building a new page and if inviting your friends isn't really going to help you, and if people aren't just going to find you on their own because Facebook is too big, how do you get fans to start yourself off with? Now, you can do things like post like buttons on your web page, and that would help, but you need traffic to your web page to get that to work. So how do you get going to begin with? And the answer is Facebook ads. And what this means is, yes, you do have to spend a little bit of money, but Facebook ads have the 3 things that you need for them to work properly. First of all, Facebook ads are extremely well targeted. And by this, I mean you can specifically show your ad to people that are interested in your niche. Because Facebook knows so much about everybody, they allow you to target your ads so that only people that are likely to like your page because they are interested in your niche will see your ad. Facebook ads are also low cost. I mean, you could go to Google right now and you could try to run an ad campaign and you'll get an estimate $1, $2, $3 a click. With Facebook ads, when done properly, you can pay 3, 4, 5 cents a click. When done poorly, you'll spend 50, 60 cents a click, which is still a fraction of what you'll pay for on Google. What both of these things mean is that Facebook ads are effective. So while a lot of people don't want to spend a couple of dollars to get going, it is the best way to get your fan page off to a running start. And if you don't get off to a running start, you're just sitting there dead, waiting for things to happen, but they're not going to. For this reason, I always suggest to people when they're starting to build a fan page, spend a couple of dollars, get some Facebook ads going, get a couple of likes, and then you can take it from there. Something that a lot of people don't realize is that most of your fans are not going to visit your fan page. If you're running ads to get fans, they can now like your fan page from right inside the ad itself. They don't even have to go to your fan page. If you're running some kind of landing page with a like gate on it and you have your ad directed to that, they may click through the like gate and like your page in order to see what's on the other side of the gate, but they're going to leave eventually and they're not going to come back. The only way they're going to interact with your fan page is going to be through the timeline. People go to Facebook and they don't go to fan pages. And I want you all to think about this yourself. How often do you go to Facebook and you say, oh, I want to go to Coca-Cola's fan page, or I want to go to Microsoft's fan page, or any fan page that you have liked? You probably never do it, and most people don't do it. They only interact inside of the timeline itself. This actually brings to the next point, which is most of your fans are not going to see your posts. And that's what really gets people jammed up. They get to the realization that most of your fans aren't going to come to your fan page, and if they do, they'll never come back. And then most of your fans aren't going to see your posts. So people start thinking, well, if my fans aren't seeing my posts and they're not coming to my page, and I had to pay money for ads in the first place to get these fans, what's the point of it? Well, the thing of it is you have to understand why most of your fans don't see your posts. A lot of people think there's some kind of like bait and switch conspiracy going on with Facebook, as if they want to get you to pay to build up your fan base, and then they want to get you to pay again for boosting posts in order to, just suck a lot of money out of you through the fan page. And that's not really the case. So some of you probably have seen this graphic before. It is the edge rank, and what this graphic does is it tries to explain how edge rank is determined. And if anybody doesn't know what edge rank is how Facebook decides which objects go inside of a person's newsfeed. Now, an object is anything. It is a post, a status update, a video, a picture, anything that you put out there, Facebook considers it an object. And because average user has, 200 to 300 friends, and the average user has like several hundred fan pages and several hundred other objects, Facebook simply needs a way to know what to put in the newsfeed. And they use EdgeRank to determine this. There's a couple of parts with EdgeRank. The very first and one of the most important ones is affinity. And what this means is that the more a person interacts with the creator of an object, the more likely that that person is to see objects made by that creator. Let me give you a real world example. Every time I come to Facebook, one of the first things I see are posts from my brother. My brother lives far away from me. I don't get to see him often, so we interact a lot inside of Facebook. Because we interact a lot inside of Facebook, Facebook knows that I must want to see things that are posted by my brother. So Facebook puts priority on posts that are made by my brother. There are fan pages that I've liked years ago that I've never interacted with. Since I've never interacted with them, Facebook can make the reasonable assumption that I'm not interested in the things that that fan page posts, so it doesn't show me those things in my newsfeed. And it's really not a conspiracy going on or anything. It's just Facebook trying to determine what things people are interested in seeing. And they have to determine this because there's so many things going on for people to see. They have to have some way of trying to decide what you're interested in. And affinity is the number one way. It's very simple and it's easy and logical when you think about it. The more you interact with someone, the more Facebook can assume that you want to continue to interact with them. The second most important thing is weight. So when multiple people see an object and people start liking and engaging and sharing it, Facebook assumes that that object must be high quality. So what do? They start showing it to more people because they can assume that it's a high quality object because people are engaging with it. The last part of the EdgeRank algorithm is time decay. And what this means is that Facebook realizes that they are a rapid-paced platform, and they realize that people don't want to see the same things all the time. So what they do is they put a little bit of extra importance on new objects. And in this way, the newer things are more likely to be shown in people's timelines, the older things are less likely to be shown, and eventually the older things will fade away. So what does all of this mean for the owner of a fan page? The thing to keep in mind is that when fans do not interact with your posts, that is the same thing as them telling Facebook that they are not interested in your posts. When fans do interact with your posts, that's the same thing as them telling Facebook that they are interested in your posts. However, for fan pages, it is a little bit harder than, say, just with friends. And the reason being is the average user has a couple of hundred friends. The average user wants to interact with their friends. So you actually are competing with these people's friends for their attention. So you have to make posts that are so interesting, that are so likely to induce engagement, that people are going to choose to engage with that rather than engage with their actual friends. The thing to keep in mind is that you should always be making posts that entice engagement. Every time you make a post to your fan page, you want to think to yourself, how are people going to engage with this post? So instead of posting a picture, you want to post a picture and say caption the picture. Instead of just posting a link, you want to post a link and try to start a conversation. Like, hey, check out this article and let me know what you thought of it. You always want to make a post that will make people want to comment or share it. And in this way, you can increase the affinity with that particular fan, making it more likely that that fan will continue to see your posts, and you can increase the weight of that post, making it more likely that new people will see that post. Time decay, there's nothing you can do about that. Everything gets old and fades away, including your posts, which is why you have to consistently keep posting new quality, interactive, and shareable content. How often should you post? Well, that's going to depend on your particular page and your particular niche. Generally, you should post at least once a day, but you don't want to post so much that people get sick of seeing your posts and don't interact. So once a day is okay, twice a day is okay. You'll see those people that say that you should post 3 or 5 times a day. That's too often, because even if they interact with 1 post a day of yours and you're posting 5, there's still 4 that you're making that they're not interacting with. So give them quality, not quantity. Okay, so one of the things that people have done to try to engage their fans has been to run apps on tabs on their fan pages. And I'm going to tell you flat out, as a person that has done a lot of work with apps on fan pages, the simple truth is that apps on fan pages kind of suck. They're not very good. They used to be okay when there were landing pages and things like that, but in recent years and recent changes, apps on fan pages are not what they used to be. And let me show you some of the negatives first, and then I'll talk about the one positive. Okay, so the negatives are nobody is going to see the app. I mean, we've already established that fans do not come to your fan page. So no one's even going to know the app is there. The only way to get your fan to the app is to run another ad. So you just ran an ad to get the fan, and now you have to run another ad to get the fan to the app. So that's not very useful. Since it's an app that is doing all the work, they're on the app, they're posting to the app, they're maybe uploading a photo to the app, you're not building any affinity, which means is they're not interacting with a post, they're not interacting with your fan page, so it's not telling Facebook that they're interested in your page when they interact with your app on your page. The same reason, apps have very little chance to go viral. Apps on fan pages don't have their own shares, they don't have their own likes, they don't have their own comments that will be shown to their friends when they use them. So there's not a lot of viral chance for an app. So the one good thing about apps is you can try to collect people's emails. You can create an app on a fan page that's maybe a squeeze page or maybe some type of opt-in, and you can use Facebook ads to direct people to that particular app and try to collect people's emails that way. But for fan interaction and for building up a relationship with your fans, apps are useless. And you really should be building up a relationship with your fans, because if you build up a relationship with your fans and you interact with your fans, they are more likely to purchase off of you. And whether you are selling camping supplies as an affiliate, or whether or not you're a marketer trying to sell coaching, or you're an affiliate for IM products or software, people who trust you and interact with you and have a relationship with you are more likely to purchase from you. And that's what you should be using your fan page for, to build a relationship with fans, not to just shoot them to a squeeze page and try to collect an email, because most people aren't in the mindset on Facebook to want to do that anyway. You'll collect some emails, but not as many as you think, and it's not going to be very effective. So for these reasons, since apps do not build up any type of affinity and apps on fan pages do not build up any type of relationship, apps really aren't that great anymore. Now that we know that we should be focusing on high quality shareable content to build up affinity and interaction and trust and a relationship with our fans, we understand that the thing that everybody's probably going to want to know is what kind of posts should we be making to our fan page. Well, not unsurprisingly, photo posts get the greatest engagement. And the reason being is people have a short attention span. When you post a photo, it's instant gratification. They see the picture, it's funny, they like it. They see the picture, it touches a tender nerve in their heart, they comment on it. They don't have to read text, it stands out, it's quick, it's easy, and people like that. One thing that may be a little bit surprising about this particular graphic is that it shows that links get a high rate of engagement. And the thing to keep in mind is that if you post a relative link that is related to your niche that hopefully sparks discussion, then it will induce engagement. So for example, if I'm in the IM niche and I'm going to post a link to a good article about how to make money online, and then I also say underneath the article link, if you have any questions about the article that I can help you with, please feel free to comment. That sparks discussion, which makes that a good post now. So it's not necessarily that links are bad, it's spammy links are bad. When you post a link, you want to post a link that's going to encourage people in some way to come back and discuss the link. In this particular graphic, when they say status updates, what they're actually talking about is text status updates. And as you can see, they are actually third on the top rated types of posts. And the reason they're third is because they're text and they don't jump out as much to people as a post or as a link that has an automatically pulled in graphic that Facebook got from the URL. So people have to do a little bit more work in order to read your status update, and because of this, they're going to get less engagement. Pretty far down below is the videos, and videos are low because videos require the most work. Not only do people have to look at it and see it and notice it in the timeline, and keep that in mind. There's a difference between something being shown in the timeline and people actually noticing it. So not only do they have to notice your video, but they also have to click the play button and actually watch the video. So short videos that jump out may get some engagement, but generally videos are pretty low because people just pass right by them and don't actually ever press the play button. They move on to something else like a photo that caught their attention. Okay, so before I close out this video, I just want to recap real quick the highlights and the key points of it. So the first thing to keep in mind is that in order to get started with your fan page, you're probably, if not almost definitely, going to have to spend some money on ads in order to build your initial fan base. Fortunately, ads are cheap and they are targeted and they are effective. Second thing is that you should be making posts that entice your audience to engage. And the reason you're doing this is so that way when they engage and like and share, not only does that help spread your page, but it also builds up affinity with your fans, your existing fans, which makes it more likely that they will continue to see your future posts. The third thing is that you should be building a relationship with your fans. Facebook is an interactive medium. You should be trying to build up a relationship with your fans, not just spamming them all the time. The fourth thing is that apps on your pages are not effective for building a relationship or for building up affinity. When people interact with your app, they are interacting with the app itself, and they are not interacting with the page or a post, so it really doesn't help you build a relationship or build up affinity. On your fan page can be used to collect emails, but only if you're willing to spend advertising money to direct them to the app itself. This is because your fans generally never actually visit your fan page. When making your posts, photos generally get the highest engagement because they jump out on the newsfeed and they give the user instant gratification. After that come relevant text links that spark discussion. You don't want to just post a spammy link. You want to post a link that's going to entice people to come back and discuss what they read on the URL you link to. So that's the end of this particular video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.